You all have hi guys. You can see my missus here trying to give me. I think the word is a snog. She said, "Let me get one in before we start." Hi, Alex. I'm gonna. Alexandros. I can't remember the names. Kalimira. Hi, Adam. How you doing, buddy? Only wins. Absolutely. We can't go to Leeds and not come away with anything except to win. Right, guys. You've got me for 30 minutes. It's a question and answer session. Yeah, you can ask almost anything you want. So we're at food tonight. So hey, you want to talk footy? We'll talk footy. You want to talk something else? We'll talk something else. Don't worry about me, guys. Let me just pop this out there on social media. Something we've got to do, and I might chat about that. So let's just, some Man City news update. We're going to talk about what you guys asked me. I've come on for 30. That's it, guys. So, gotta say this, guys. No charge. Someone was talking about that with me today. And it's been mentioned a few times, but someone was talking and said some other people, apparently, they charge you if you want to ask a question. What's all that about? Aaron, do you think we signed anyone will be a flop? Wolf. I'm gonna have to slow down on these things. You guys are going to hit me. Okay. Do you think anyone we signed will be a flop? Honestly, Ruben Diaz. From talking to guys who watch the Portuguese league, guys who watch the Portuguese national team. No, I don't. I think he'll be a success. I think part of that success is down to Pep and how he plays the defensive midfielder. If he plays just Rodri, then it's all our defenders are going to struggle. You saw that last game. As soon as Fernandinho went off and Rodri was there, the rest of the defense struggled. So that's up to Pep as well. Do I think Aki will struggle? I think he'll be sound. Do I think he'll be top class? I don't know. I'm not so sure of that. But will he be a pretty solid above average? Yeah, I think he will be. But I think I want him to be playing with a top class player alongside him. Is he going to be your Gomez or Matip alongside your Van Dijk? Yeah, I think he's going to be that sort. I hope he's going to be a bit better than that as well. And Torres, I think Torres will be sound. Once he's got his confidence. Remember, he's only 20 years old. He's a kid in a new country, new culture, new language, new teammates, new food, new weather. If you saw the weather today, it's absolutely belting it down in Manchester. So once he's got those bits and pieces sorted, you saw it yesterday. His confidence and he's on it. He's got pace to burn, so he's going to be great. What's up, JRX? How you doing, buddy? What main targets Man City want to sign this summer? Well, King Osman, I think it's all over. Still, if I had a choice, I would get 3 players. I would get a left back. I would get a defensive midfielder. Ismail Benassi is my choice. And I would get a striker. The issue is, I don't think we'll get Ismail Benassi because obviously we've got Fernandinho. So maybe next year, I think we'll get Luis back if he has a good season and let Ismail Benassi go. Left back, we've got the non-homegrown spot available, so we can get that. I think we can get one more player. If Zinchenko goes, I don't think we'll get 2, to be honest. We'll be lucky to get this left back. Hi, Faris, hope you're well. Burrito Street Blues, I think you're new to the channel. I don't remember that name. How you doing, mate? Do you think Pep has been let down in the transfer market the last 2 years? Are we making the most we can at City? That's an excellent question. It is. I don't know if it's a mixture of Pep or cheeky. Okay, I don't know where I'm not going to say blame. I don't know where I can point the finger. Is Pep getting the players he wants? If he asks for Riyad Mahrez and we got Riyad Mahrez, then that's on Pep. If he's asking for I don't think he asked for Angelino to come back. I think that's a cheeky one because of the situation with Ben Mendy, because he wasn't fit enough. So, but Rodri, that's a Pep purchase. I'm sure. You know, he wanted Jorginho, and Rodri's a similar type of player. I'm shocked. I'm shocked actually, because we've gone down this route with Fernandinho, that kind of player, and Pep's changed it. Pep's gone from a combative defending DM holding midfielder to a ball playing holding midfielder. He's gone even more attacking, and that's opened us up. And I think that's a problem. And I hope someone's telling him that. Hi, Scott Mac. Evening. On the rumour mills, Zinchenko had a light session. Is that based on fitness, or it's just a move away? I don't know, to be honest, Scott Mac. I thought Pep said he'd be 1 or 2 weeks away from fitness. Do I want him to leave? He's a nice guy and all that, but he's not playing. So, I just say take the money, move on, try and get somebody else better. He's more suited. He's not going to play midfield. He's not good enough as a left back. If he's behind Mendy in the pecking order, he'd better leave. We've got Cancelo already ahead of him. Aki can play there. Pep's mentioned it. Pep's talked about it, so I don't think he'll get many games. Ferran Torres says Aaron had a great game against Burnley. Absolutely. Hi, you wouldn't get it. Do you know which defender's playing tomorrow? Absolutely no idea. I expect Kyle Walker to play because he's right back. If Stones is fit, I pick Stones and Laporte. Left back, if Cancelo's fit, pick Cancelo. If he's not, maybe you can have a go with Ake. I don't know. Or if Diaz is only had 2 training sessions, could he start? I don't know. Angus, how you doing, mate? Our transfer business, it's not enough. I honestly believe if we'd got Messi and Koulibaly, it would have been a great transfer window. It would have been one of the best ever. Ake, as to bolster up our centre-backs, brilliant. Koulibaly, top class, brilliant. Ferran Torres, can argue sign a replacement, exciting talent. And Messi, it'd blow your mind. So I think that would have been brilliant. By dragging it out, not getting Messi, not getting Koulibaly, and I think they seriously thought they'd got them both nailed. By not getting them, we've had to rush around, look at Koundé, look at Jimenez, and ended up with a good player in Diaz. But we've not got that left back. We've not, we've done it all late. We've done it all late, and that's my big gripe. Getting Diaz, we should have got somebody in 2 or 3 weeks ago. In my book, we should have had somebody for the start of pre-season. Having said that, I understand if we really wanted Diaz, it was a struggle, because whilst Benfica was still in the Champions League, it made it a hard deal to do, because they still had the money from the Champions League, they thought, and he still had that prestigious tournament to play in. Then they got knocked out by PAOK Salonika. And that changed everything. What formation should Pep go for tomorrow? Angus, I'm happy with 4-3-3. That's our usual one. Thoughts on Arsenal last 8, Faris? You've got to play what you got to play. It is what it is, as Pep would say. You've got to beat what's in front of you. And it's a test. It's good to have a stern test. It's good to have a stern test. It'd be interesting to see if Arsenal play their first team. I think they will. And you're in the quarter-final. In the semi-finals is going to be one of Brentford or Newcastle. You're a chance to get to Wembley. Arteta will take that. Scott Mac, would you say straight swap for left back? I'd say my opinion is Zinchenko plus 10 million for Tellers or Tagliafico. Seems fair, but Zinchenko, I don't think Zinchenko would do it. The issue you've got is Zinchenko going. Now, 3 seasons ago, he was about to go to Betis or Wolves for 16 million quid. So why are we selling him cheap? He's got those league titles under his belt. So I'm reluctant to sell him. I want to sell him for at least 20 million. But Telles, I'll be honest, I've not watched enough of Telles or Tagliafico to say anything. And I'm worried about Tagliafico because no one's been interested. He's 28 years old after playing for Banfield and Independiente in Argentina and a season on loan at Real Murcia or something. Is he good enough? 2 years, 18 months at Ajax, that's all. 18 months at Ajax. Is he a late bloomer? Is he just that he slipped under the radar? Or why did nobody go for this guy earlier? That's That's my concerns. You wouldn't get to see Tagliafico's overpriced, quite possibly. City will get top 4 by the end. I guarantee, yeah, City will get top 4, Angus. I'm 100% sure of that. Who will play tomorrow, Ake or Garcia? I don't want Garcia to play. No, if he's not staying, I've said it before. If we've got the players, Garcia should not be playing anymore. I would like, if I was given a choice, I would like Stones to play because he knows City. He knows the league. If Stones is not available, if Diaz is fit, chuck him in. Or play Ake. Take your pick. I wouldn't play Fernandinho there. If I want Fernandinho to play, I wanted to play DM. And I wouldn't play Garcia. We've got too many other options. Faris says, we know what Arsenal will do. Same with the last time we played them, and they will do so. It'll be very tough. It's up to Pep. Pep's got to be pragmatic. He's got to change things up. Got to mix things around. When is the game? Is it in November? So maybe Aguero and Jesus will be around. Look, the good thing is, Torres will have some game time under his belt. Diaz will have had some game time under his belt. Ake will have had more. Laporte's getting fitter. Hopefully Cancelo's back. Everybody's got game time. And I'd like to think that our guys with game time will be better than Arsenal's players with game time. So I'm confident that we'll get through. Angus, for me, United, Tottenham, I don't know who I'm going for because I don't like either. Hope they both lose. My prediction for top 4, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, or United. But I'm going to go for Arsenal. I prefer the United to get knocked out. Angus is going Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, maybe Leicester or Chelsea. I don't think Leicester will be up there at the end, but you never know. I mean, they've had a good start. Faris, we need to suppress the counter-attacks and try to break their 10-man defence. Absolutely, Faris. But remember, when we played against them, they pressed us at the back. They did press us at the back. Angus, 22nd, 23rd, that's a long, long time away. Stones is injured. Well, that's the last we knew, Faris. I didn't hear anything in the press conference about Stones today. They talked about Diaz. They talked about Gundogan coming back. But Gundogan's had his first session today, so he's not going to play. And they talked about Gabriel Jesus, but nothing about Cancelo, nothing about Stones. I don't know. So I don't think he can be injured. I don't know. Scott Tagliafico has gone under there, but when you get a chance, look at his style. See, my issue with Tagliafico as well, and everybody, when you watch just a few minutes on YouTube, are you watching his bloopers or his best bits? You're always watching the best bits. And you can pick up almost any player and see 4 minutes of fantastic action. Yeah, I'll tell you a story. Here's a story, okay? It's not football related. There's a guy called Gatto. He's a juggler, okay? And he basically taught himself at a very young age. He was incredible. He set records and the number of skittles or balls or whatever he was juggling. Now, he did this particular trick, okay? And I think it was the one where he had, I can't remember if it was 9 pins or something, 9 skittles. And he was doing, I think it was the one where you throw them under your leg, up in the air and catch them. And he's doing that with 7 or 9 or whatever. He's doing this routine, okay? Then other people said they could do that. They put it up on your YouTube and the guy does it once and that's it. So some guys were doing the same thing, but you only saw them do it once. And he said he was doing it all the time. And he said, those guys, it's just a one-off. Yeah, you can show something on YouTube, but can you do it every time? If you're doing it just once, 1 or 2 reps, that's not, you don't have the capacity to do it. So it's the same here. On YouTube, you can just see the best bits. On YouTube, these guys who were doing the juggling were showing the times they did it. They didn't show the time, the 99 times they failed. They showed the 1 time they did it. Same on YouTube with footballers. You see the best bits. Go and watch the best bits of Joe and tell me if he doesn't look like a great striker. Excuse me. You wouldn't get it. Why is City scouting not intensively looking for a left back? Maybe Diamond under. Generally, they buy people you've heard of. They buy big name players. Look who we bought. After the first season of Pep, we got Walker, big name. Mendy, big name. Yeah, we were getting big name players. Laporte, we got 6 months in. Big name, expensive players. Sane, you might not have heard much of him, but he was a big name in the youth, and he got paid 37 million, so you paid fair whack for him. So we buy young players who we're paying big money for. If a young player we don't pay big money for, where are they these days? Nowhere. So, you know, very few people, as I said, go out on loan and come back and play for City. Angelino kind of did it, but that was because of the issues with Mendy. GRX would like to include Stones at Katori's. Maybe it's some time for Delap. I'd like Delap to play. Jamie, how you doing, buddy? Do you think Diaz is key to fixing our defence issues? No. I think a big part of our defensive issues is the way we don't press as much, and as much as we did 2 or 3 seasons ago, and also the lack of Fernandinho. We saw it against Leicester. It was obvious to me that as soon as Fernandinho went off, they were steaming through us. Rodri's a different kind of defensive midfielder, and I think that hurts us. I think teams can go one-on-one with our defenders, and our defenders aren't cut out to defend. They're not cut out to do one-on-ones. Stones needs some time, or have a chance to run? No, I don't think he's chance to run out. If he's not going, he needs some time. You know, and right now, if we're not going to get another centre back, so we have to keep Stones. We have to keep Stones. I don't think Howard Bellis is ready yet to be our number fourth choice centre back, and I don't want it to be Taylor Howard Bellis. You can argue he needs a chance, but I don't want it just to be Taylor Howard Bellis, Ake, Laporte, and Diaz. I'd like Stones to be there, and Taylor Howard Bellis to be our 5th choice. Scott, I worked in Eindhoven before all this, and even the lads in the warehouse were raving about him. Honestly, he has a decent experience and could sell. He's only been in Ajax for 18 months. That's my estimate. But if we're going to get someone this late, he needs to be able to settle straight away, and that's the issue. Laporte is the only player we've got in January in the recent times, because we were short. We were convinced he would settle and hit the ground running. Absolutely, you want to get this. But see, the thing is, City. If City got Alphonso Davies, what would he do? He'd be out on loan at 17. He'd be in the EDS. He wouldn't be playing. Is Bernardo going to be playing tomorrow? I don't know. He's back from injury. I suspect he's fully fit now. That's why I don't think he played against Burnley. I think he's fit and ready. I'd be tempted. Faris, that's why I think the City side looks better than Liverpool. Well, the Liverpool side, Faris, I don't know what point you're saying. Overall, City are better looking. We're more appealing on the eye than the Liverpool side. Liverpool side is very functional. They're very good. They're awesome. Let's be clear. But they're not as good on the eye. They're very functional. Hope they find another company. That's what has been lacking in this team. Look, talking to other people, we've lost players. You know, we've lost people like David Silva, who's getting older. Fernandinho's been getting older. Company was getting older, and then he's gone. Sergio's getting older. And we need some younger players, young blood coming through in the early 20s who are hungry and top class. You wouldn't get it. Hopefully Diaz is that defender. I honestly thought Tozen was the next company, but we're not going to give him a chance. Angus says 3-1 for Samora. I said 4-2. I think I can't see us not letting goals in. If a team really goes for it against us, I can't see us not letting goals in. Scott Mac, I believe not just yet in a season. Look at Laporte or Diaz for the future captain. I don't think it'd be Laporte. I don't think so. I'm happy for it to be KDB for the time being. And the thing is, if KDB gets it, is someone going to take it away from him? KDB is going to be here for the next 4 or 5 years, so he'll be captain for the next 4 or 5 years, I would guess. But you can have a leader at the back. There's nothing wrong with having Diaz as a leader at the back. JRX says 3-2 to City. Come on, guys, you've got 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Hit me up with your questions. Anything, almost anything goes tonight. So hit me up with your questions. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Give us a like. It's all free, and I answer almost every question. Almost everything I will answer, and I do that. You know, I'll give you a shout out. I do it all the time. 11 minutes. It's a 30-minute session tonight, Faris. 30 minutes. That's it. Because if you're not noticed, I've been busy. Cheers, Angus. Thanks for that. I've been busy, guys. You've got your Leeds, preview that's out today. I edited this morning, put that out today. You've got your little video on Zapata, that's out today. I've done a live stream earlier on about the the press conference. That's 3. You've got the Bolt from the Blue podcast, which I recorded this morning in the early hours. That's out. That's 4. And then this one is 5. And tomorrow, I've got to go to Paris in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I'm recording a preview for the Spurs game on Sunday, the women's team on Sunday. And then obviously we've got the Leeds game. So I will do you the live team news and then the post-match. So busy day, guys. And then Sunday I've got the match. It's a really, really busy time. And tomorrow you will, do I save it for Sunday? I think I'll save, I've got another video for you guys on Moussa Dembele. That'll come out on Sunday. I don't have a playlist for City games, Angus, honestly. Faris, do you think a deadline transfer will happen? I really doubt it. But it's one of those things, Faris and Matt Cashman. Welcome to the channel, Matt. To be honest, it might just be, I don't think City will right now. I don't get that feeling. But if, you know, something might trigger bids for players. For instance, there might be a player that we were looking at for next summer. There might be a player out there and someone might put a ridiculous bid in for that player. And you might think that move's going to happen. You know, if Arsenal look like they're getting Houssem Aouar for 35 million quid. Yeah. Is that for 35 million quid? Maybe City will come in. If they see very good play, looks like they're going cheap, they might be in. Say someone puts a bid in for Lautaro Martinez on Monday. And there's a discussion and you think that might happen. City might come in with a late bid because someone's going cheap. You just don't know. Scott, Matt, would you ever do a live? I used to do the watch-alongs, Scotty, but it's not my scene. I did them whilst I was in the UK. I had a lot more facilities in the UK. I had everything. I had my green screen. I could watch it on telly as well. In France, I haven't got the facilities, you know. I've not got my green screen, I've not got my lights, I've not got my arm to put and all I've got is my microphone, and I've not even got the arm to hold it. I haven't got all my stuff, so I'm reluctant to do it in France, and especially when I'm watching matches in French, it's hard work. So obviously French telly, French commentary, so that's quite hard work, especially when they don't know the players. You know, when they're telling me that Delap scored his second goal when it's Foden, for instance. So it's difficult. I might do it again once I'm back in the UK, but to be honest, I put so many videos out. But I've done it. I used to do it. I would say call Spurs Moussa Dembele. Well, Moussa Dembele, you know, he's interesting. He's got the pace. I remember him, but he's old now, isn't he? Paris is in his 30s. How do you react to the Champions League group? That's as easy as you could get. You know, you can't ask for anything almost, and you couldn't get it easier. Matt Cashman, will we ever get Messi? That's a tough one. I think we're still interested. Would I still take him at 34? Overall, probably yes. He's just a big catch. And he's still scoring. Look, last season people said he's past it at 33. He's got a goal or an assist every 62 minutes or something ridiculous. Something ridiculous like that. Or in the 80s, but Messi was even better. So, you know, so I'd still take him. He'll change a game. Yeah, Davis would be playing in Girona right now if City would have got him. That's not a winning system. City's transfer system is flawed. You wouldn't get it? Absolutely. City buy young players to sell them on, make some money. I guess you can translate. I mean, I understand the French, but it takes a little time. But I'd rather, at the moment, without the facilities, I haven't got the space. At least in England, I've got my own studio where I can do what I want. Here, in an apartment, it's not the same. That Liverpool Atletico game was the best watch along, Angus. That was a cracking game. That when Atletico scored, that was just incredible. It was a shield for the Spurs midfield. Poch loved him, absolutely fine. Hey, if we get Poch, you never know. Best ever City player. Well, I've always said it's David Silva. Best I've seen is David Silva in my 40 years of watching City. Obviously, in my youth, I didn't watch them too much. The best studio, that studio was good, you know. It was a big space where I had, on one side I had my studio for doing YouTube stuff. On the other side I had all my stuff for my bubble workshop. So best studio, would rather get Mbappe or Fassi up front or not. I mean, Fassi's not going. Is it Fassi? And Mbappe, I don't think we'll get him either. Getting there, oh, he's great. Aguero, he's up there. I mean, Matt, when we did something last year on Twitter where we did the team of the decade, which I guess Man City copied the idea. Hey, free world, everybody can do what they want, but they could have just said, it would have been nice if they'd commented about us. Maybe they did it first, but we started in, I think, September, October for that team of the decade. And so we did the team of the decade, and then we did a player of the decade, and Aguero came out top on player of the decade. But for me, it's still David Silva. Everyone's got their opinion. Nagelsmann or Poch? Nagelsmann right now. That Liverpool Atletico stream will be remembered forever. Faris, it was just great. It was a euphoric feeling. You wouldn't get it. Fati will never leave Barca. Ten Hag over Poch says you wouldn't get it. So when that stream took place, best watch long says Angus. Thanks. Aguero is the most influential, important player, says Hassan. Edison or Joe Hart right now. It's actually tougher than it should be, Matt, because Edison hasn't progressed. Joe Hart was brilliant. And I thought Edison would carry on progressing to be better than Joe. But it's very close now. I'll say it's neck and neck. And it shouldn't be neck and neck. It should be Edison because of what he can do with his feet. But he's not as good at saving. But, you know, so that's why I'm going to give it neck and neck. Maybe in a couple of years, it'll be Edison just because of longevity. But he needs to improve his saves. Poch is Premier League proven at Faris. I know. That's what kind of makes you, lean towards Poch. But it's Premier League proven. What's he won, Faris? He had a good Spurs side, and he couldn't do it with them. And they've got good players. I mean, you ask a lot of City fans, would you take Son at City? They say, yeah. Would you take Harry Kane at City? They said, yeah. And at the time, I mean, we took Walker from them. Would you take, at the time, Alderweireld? Most City fans would say, yeah. They got plenty of players that you think, I'd like them. But Poch, for all he did, he got them to second and no trophies in, 5 years? But bring Jacko back, says Phil Tenerife. Is that your name, Phil, or are you in Tenerife? Hola, Phil. ¿Cómo estás? Will Pep ever leave City? Well, yeah, he will, Matt. He's not going to stay till he's 107. I think he'll go within 3 years. He might leave next summer. And the problem is with Pep. The problem with Pep is that he hasn't committed, and it's not long to go. He hasn't committed, and it's not long to go. That's a concern. He would win at City, especially with a budget. Faris, nah, maybe. Only 910 views. That's a shame. It does deserve more, Angus. But he's never won anything. Says you wouldn't get it. Poch didn't have a bench and a lot of injuries. They didn't have a look at. Oh, come on, Faris. That season when they finished second, they should really have won it. Let me just check the messages. I've got loads of stuff going on. Some other guys are just going to keep on top of that. Guys, 40 seconds. Last 40 seconds. I'm clocking off at 11 p.m. French time. Poch is the most overrated manager. Flick, Ten Hag, or Nagelsmann, says Hassan. I don't think we'll get Hansi Flick, not right now, especially if he does another good season at Bayern. He was manager for a club that bottled 2 titles, the Champions League and a League Cup. Hey, can't argue with that, I guess. I don't know if it was to do with the luck. Faris says you wouldn't get it. That was the only time they bottled it for me. That Champions League final, there were bobbins, but hey, City have been rubbish in Champions League, so I'm not going to say too much. Matt Cashman, imagine Aguero Messi up front for City. That's the thing, Matt. I think they expected to get a Messi, and that would have solved our striking issues for the next 2 seasons. I think Aguero would have stayed to play with his mate Messi, and that's how I think City would have done it. And I think they'd have been really chuffed with that pairing for the next 2 to 3 years. Possibly in the last season, would get another striker to start replacing. But Messi's numbers are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Was it 31 goals last season? Phenomenal. That's the first season under 40 goals in a season, or 33 goals, whatever. He's still phenomenal. Guys, I'm going to knock it on the head. Say thank you to Nightbot. Nightbot says, please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. You know, look, I've answered your questions, and I'll chuck it in again, as someone said to me today, and you did it for free. There's, you know, there will come a time where we'll have some memberships and stuff, but look how many videos you've had. 5 videos today, guys. So there's always going to be tons of stuff for you guys to watch, tons of stuff. And occasionally I'll do some special stuff on either the membership or on Patreon. Faris, to finish off, Flick will never come to City unless he leaves in the same situation as Pep with Barca, but they won't happen at least 2 years. I agree. Best ever manager for City has got to be Pep. You know, what he's done in the last 4 years is incredible. Take care, Angus, as well. GRX says, Pep, glad to be back. Hey, nice to have you back, guys. Guys, thank you so much. It's 11 o'clock in Paris. I'm going to hit the sack. Early start. Hopefully a nice run in the morning. Off to Paris. Do some stuff in Paris. And then next live, Matt Cashman asked, when's the next live? The next live stream will be 1 hour before kickoff. Tomorrow, the Leeds game, we will do a live team news, and then within 10 minutes of the 5 or 10 minutes of the game finishing, we'll do another live stream afterwards. Possibly do a halftime live chat with Mac if he's available. But guys, take care. Thank you so much for coming on. My wife's about to hit me with a stick, so I better get shifting. You can see it you can see the shadow of the stick waving right near my head. Guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Love you all. Come on, you Blues.